And we're back. We're doing we're in the home stretch here. This is the Beatles' penultimate album, even though it was their last recorded.
Yeah.
It was their second to last released. And it's Abbey Road. And it is a good one. One of my favorites
Yeah, definitely.
If it's not your favorite, go away.
of the discography.
I mean, it's just good,
That good.
so it can't not be if you love them.
Is it perfect?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It really is, in the anthology, Paul said, we all knew this might be our last album, so let's really show them what we can do. And
They sure did.
boy, did they.
Yeah.
Boy, did they. So let's get right into it. And it starts off, side one, track one, Come Together. So Come Together.
I'm just kidding.
Go up.
No.
That's another one of those, what can you really say about it? You know,
You can say stuff.
Well, yeah, but it's definitely one of their, it's a very famous one, you know.
Got
Yes.
16 million views.
It kind of annoys me that this is one of their most popular songs because, as groovy as it is, I find it a little annoying.
Why?
Expand on that.
I like it, you know, I think it's fine, but also it's a song written for a political campaign that failed, and I think it's just like kind of the way people are about the song, like especially like Gen Xers and baby boomers, they're like, come together, dude, peace, or whatever, and it's just like, you know, or like thinking about, it's just like the wrong image of hippiedom that people have latched on with it. Like, did you see the documentary about them doing the Cirque du Soleil thing?
I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't really remember it.
Well, they had written a segment for this song where it was like people naked and being sexual together, and Yoko saw it and she was like, no, that's not what this song's about, and I'm not gonna let you do that to it. But like, that initial thing is kind of like the connotation of the song.
Yeah.
Is it
And
in?
it annoys me.
Do they have this song in Across the Universe?
I don't remember.
Even though that may not be what it's about, but the song does have a sort of sexy feel.
Right,
It's
it
the
does.
bass line.
Like
It is the bass.
I said, it's. I mean, groovy as in like it grooves for real. You know?
Yeah. Who did the keyboard on this song?
I don't know.
Because it's very good.
Probably Paul, right?
Probably.
I just remember one time, there's this guy I work with, I won't say his name, but I like to just I don't know, he's kind of quiet, so I'll just say things to him and be like, do you agree? And I just came up to him once and I was like, Abbey Road, that's the best sex album ever written, do you agree? He's like, sure. I was like, think about it. To have a good Doing It album, you need great bass lines. And this album is full of them.
The first song is Come Together.
Exactly.
I mean, which is funny because I do snicker genuinely at that now when we say it.
Yeah.
But that's only happened like the latter part of my 20s. I've started going like when I was a kid. It was just like
it just is what it is.
Right, but now it's like, wow, maybe I just hear people talking about coming together more than I used to.
It's also, this song got John Lennon in a bit of trouble, the Here Come Old Flat Top.
Oh, yeah.
He wound up, if you've ever listened to John Lennon's album Rock and Roll, that was because he was, the terms of the settlement for, I can't remember the guy's name, but who owned the Chuck Berry song was, he had to record 4 songs in that guy's catalog. And so he's like, well, I'll just do a cover album of all those old rock and roll songs that I like. And the production of that album is really crazy. It was during the time when he was with May Pang, you know?
Yeah.
And him and Harry Nilsson were just, getting hammered every single night. And Phil Spector produced it, and he was just at peak insanity.
Yeah.
Like showing up to the studio with a gun and then leaving with all the tapes while dressed as a doctor inexplicably.
Right.
You know. So the production of that album is something else, and it all started
Because of this song.
because of this song. He's like, well, I'll just steal that line. It's a good line. What's the worst that'll happen?
Right. He's
And-
pretty much, you know.
Yeah, about
People
that.
get a little
is like,
offended about that, and okay, but I think, like, you know, we've talked about this before.
the thing is, like, he obviously didn't fight it too much. He gave in to what they wanted from him
Right.
and made the whole album.
Right.
But like this was unprecedented. Like people didn't do lifting lyrics. That was like copyright is so new. People forget that like copyright is a new idea.
Mm-hmm.
That especially around art and music.
Right.
We're like at the beginning of what that means. So when people mess up, especially in the 60s,
Right.
it's not the end of the world. They
Right.
didn't know.
Right.
They
He
were
was-
writing the rules.
Right.
As far
He
as that
was
goes.
just trying. He was just quoting it as like something that people knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like that's something we would all understand. All people my age.
People
or-
do that all the time.
Right. It's in my mind. It's
Now
kinda
they
like
credit them
quote
without
retweeting or like using a meme to like make a message or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I mean it's the same thing.
Right. Like referencing other people's work isn't a crime. They just didn't know that you should credit them at that time.
Right.
Like that's the whole Led Zeppelin thing. It's like, you know, they stole this and this and this. Like they didn't know. Like
Right.
there was no precedent for what do you do when you like this line
Right.
and you put it in your songwriting.
Not to mention you have, you know, sharks of, you know, record label executives trying to spend the least amount of money on you. And they're going to try to cut corners where they can. If they think they don't need to credit you, they're going to try.
Yeah.
It really is
Exactly.
not the artist's control.
They don't do all that. Someone else does that. That's someone else's job
Right.
is to do the publishing.
Right.
That's not so. It's like, you know, why get mad at these people? They give them the song and they credit it as they see fit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We've come a long way.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
Alrighty. Up next is maybe George Harrison's most famous song. And boy, is it something. Alright, so something.
Mm-hmm. Great song, yeah. Acclaimed.
There's a reason why it's probably George's, one of his most well-known. You know, this and While My Guitar Gently Weeps are probably his, with the Beatles.
Yeah.
You know.
Honestly, probably in general.
Well, yeah.
When did he ever top something?
Never
Or While My Guitar Gently Weeps? He never did.
didn't. No.
You
Like,
didn't
no offense,
really.
I like his music, but
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of great solo
God,
stuff.
my
A lot.
life.
Yeah.
But,
But yeah, so this is one of those songs that's like
Forever good.
I've been hearing it forever, and it's so good that it's hard to even talk about why it's so good.
yeah.
It's just like
It's-
effortlessly beautiful song. I'm sure he tried and worked really hard on it, but
Mhm.
like it feels very effortless.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great, though.
Yeah.
This was apparently Frank Sinatra used to say this was his favorite Lennon McCartney song.
Yeah, I've heard that.
What a dumb Italian. Canceled.
He's canceled.
No, I've been watching The Sopranos, so I can say that.
I'm gonna put on relationship advice subreddit. Like my cousin keeps saying a race or ethnic slurs about Italians just because he's watching The Sopranos. What do I do? And be like, dump him. Be like, he's my cousin.
And then I'll get on there and be like, why don't you mind your own business? Your cousin likes The Sopranos, leave him be. Go make him some baked ziti, why don't you?
I would go for
You had lasagna.
That's true.
That's true. I mean, we had lasagna for lunch, you know.
You can say whatever you want.
I'm living the lifestyle.
Yeah. So this song.
Sorry, Italians. I believe you are very smart peoples.
Yeah.
Of course they are. But that's not what this is about.
No, not even sort of.
No.
I mean, obviously, this is a love song to his wife.
He
Or
said,
God.
I thought he said it was
No.
Jesus.
No, that one guy in Living in the Material World, that guy,
I think
that Christian
later
guy was
on,
like, I think it's about God.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean a lot of his songs, especially later, where it's like, oh, is it about God? Is it about a woman? This is about his wife,
yeah.
a
it
woman.
has to be. Like, there's just no way around it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just it's like
But okay, the
It's-
the
orchestral
fact that he was
arrangement on
cheating
this.
on her.
That's some of George Martin's
Trash.
best work,
I agree.
for sure.
He had a
solo is
guma.
fine. Yeah.
There's an orchestral version on the new
Oh yeah.
re-release of this album,
Hmm.
and it is so
Oh yeah.
good. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just the strings or whatever.
It's
good.
almost as good as the actual song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
That's
mean
how good
this
the song
is. I mean, they could put this in the dictionary like love song, see something.
Right.
You know, it's
right.
you hear it and you're just like,
And it's
God,
not
I wish
cheesy.
somebody loved me.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not cheesy like other love songs. you
No,
know?
it's not. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
It admits that, like, will my love grow? I don't know, but I love you a lot right now. I like
Right.
that part of the song.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's in the moment,
Yeah.
which is what meditation teaches you.
Yeah.
So, you know, and
Right.
George was all into that.
Yeah, he's a pretty mindful guy,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say. But yeah, this is a great love song. I mean,
Great.
Never related to it, but which is funny because all the other love songs make when you're in love. This one's so deep that I've never been in love to this point, and I don't relate to it.
I don't even want to.
But this was
They
also
broke up anyway, so who cares?
Right.
sort of hard to believe that this was George's only A-side single.
Well, they couldn't argue this.
Oh, no.
Right.
I mean, this is like the standout of the album, really.
Crazy.
I mean, but yeah.
This album must be awful.
Huh?
But that's
I'm
really
just
cool
kidding.
because the rest of the album's really good.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Except for, I mean, there's some.
I mean,
they're all
I
good songs.
don't even know if this is my favorite on the album,
No.
but it's definitely like
No
a
bad song,
standout.
yeah.
Yeah, which is weird. It's like it's so to me it doesn't feel like really part of the album. Like
Mhm.
the first two, they feel like, and then the album actually starts.
I agree.
Yeah, I get that. So in that case, though, that means that the album begins with our next song, which is Maxwell's Silver Hammer. Yeah, fun fact about that song is for people who think, oh, Yoko broke up the Beatles.
This
Maxwell's Silver Hammer did way more to break up the Beatles than Yoko Ono ever did.
I
If
love
you-
that song.
I mean, it's a good little tune.
I like
Yeah.
the synthesizer.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That really sells the song. It's so good.
But if you read John and George's thoughts on this song,
That's so
they
sad.
hated this.
They're such haters.
What?
They're player haters.
There's a reason why they're dead and Paul's
Exactly.
not.
Or
I'm
the-
going for it this episode.
No holds barred.
I'm just going to generate controversy and then people will listen. They'll have to go listen to the other 11 episodes to be like, is he always this awful?
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
No,
yeah.
it's not.
I'm raw and unfiltered.
Sometimes I'm pretty bad. I'm pretty bad.
You are? I mean, I
To be
hate
mean
her.
to the songs, yes,
Yeah.
I can be mean to these songs, but I can't be mean to this song
Why?
because the
I like it,
synthesizer's
but-
so good, and I like it. Like as much as I one time sat down and listened to this song. I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I hate this or not. Do I really not like this song? And I was like, oh my god! And then when the synthesizer hit, I was like, nope, I can't hate it. It's too good. It's so
a good sound. I used to be really like.
There's always one thing in a Paul song that keeps you from just it being garbage.
See,
Well,
I
it's
really
into,
liked this song as a kid.
I
didn't like
it
it.
creeped me out as a kid. I
It's
really
not
liked
too
it
dark for
when
you.
I had my heavy duty black magic phase period or whatever. I really liked this song because it is kind of about that, but in its own obscure way, which is how the occult works. Don't roll your eyes. I'm just kidding.
I didn't roll my
I'm
eyes.
joking.
I
You're
thoughtfully
thinking.
looked to the
He's
heavens.
thinking.
I know I'm playing.
He said, God.
Like, smite her!
But yeah, so But now, when I don't care as much as I used to, I don't care about this song that much. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I like it.
It's
But I'm
fine.
ready to move on from it now.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Because
So-
next is...
Right.
Up next is Oh, Darling.
Yes.
Oh, Darling.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I mean,
It goes off.
it's a
It
great
is a good
song.
one. Yeah, it's one of those that I can remember. I like specifically remember a time where I listened to this album a lot, but there was one time where I just listened to it and I was like, dang, that was good.
Yeah.
That's like better than I
The
thought.
only thing that sucks about this song is watching American Idol.
A lot of people
Because
audition.
Which
they
I don't.
sing this song
It's alright.
all
Yeah, I like rock
the
music
time.
though.
Anytime-
Audition
I only
listen to real music,
like the
Beatles
anyone with like dreadlocks, this is the song they sing. Especially
That
for
or
rock.
Piece of My Heart. Yeah.
Yeah, white people with dreadlocks are so stupid.
I
I
agree.
know.
Dumb.
I'll never forget my mom being like, "There's this girl at work, and she has dreadlocks, and she's bipolar. You'll like her." I was like, "What part of that means I'll like her?"
That just sounds like a whole thing that I ain't trying to deal with.
Yeah, but I was thinking about listening to this song. I'm like, this song should be like, "Oh, I just busted my lyrics." Should be like the title because he's just.
Well, that's
Reading.
what, that's how he did it.
Yeah, he did it over.
He
and
wanted it to sound like he was like a lounge singer who sang this song every night.
over. Yeah.
So he'd go in and give it his all, stop, go in the next day, give it his all again, until after like 5 days he's like, all right, now my voice is all right.
Right. It takes a lot. Like,
Yeah, I like the interpersonal drama between that. John, like, why don't you just let me do it? And him not understanding that Paul wanted it to sound like this. And
Yeah, but
him being like, I
I-
could just do it in one take.
I'll say the version on Anthology where they sing it together,
yeah.
I like it better than this.
Yeah.
I wish they'd done it that way, like for real.
No.
I do.
No, I like it this way. Just.
I mean, I like it this way, but
Like, I don't know. It really is like a.
You can't sing this song with another person. It takes away the meaning of the song.
Yes.
You are alone. This person has left you.
That's true.
They are nowhere to be seen.
The song is
So
about
if
one
you're singing
person
it,
begging one other person.
exactly. So if you sing it with someone else, it destroys the. It sounds good, but it destroys the meaning of the song.
I guess they could have put this version on the album. I'd just like it if somewhere out there was like it, because they're sort of only halfway being serious with it
Yeah.
on Anthology
That's
too.
fair.
I wish there was just a version out there somewhere where they really gave that a try.
Right. It's like if they had never broken up, they would have done it live at some point.
Would they have?
Nah, they may have.
Wow.
I mean,
They're gonna do
bands
it in
started
heaven.
touring again in 69, 70. They may have been able
You
to
think if they
pull it
stayed
off.
together, they would have started touring again?
Probably. I mean, Paul went on tour shortly after.
That's
a
true.
couple
That
years
is true.
later.
Like
Maybe a little. Maybe they do
fandom
like
did
shows
grow
here and
up,
there.
you know, and they probably were like a little less afraid of it, and also they didn't have someone, because someone died, agreeing to every,
Right. Yeah.
every show that they were offered.
Yeah.
I
So-
meant like in the 70s. Like if they hadn't broken up.
That's what I'm saying. So they would have been more apt to like
true,
go back
true.
on tour because they had someone. They didn't have someone who was just.
Oh, Brian. Oh,
Right.
okay. I thought it was like. he
They
didn't
were kind of
actually
making a bit more of their own decisions, but they might
Yeah.
also, for that reason, been like.
I mean, they had
for that
better
reason they were
sound
like, we're not in a
systems
group
by
anymore. But
by the 70s. So they all did live shows on their own anyway. If they hadn't for some reason broken up, I guess they would,
Right. I mean, and that's the whole is like
or if they had done that,
pretty
again.
much every song on this album you could do live.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff on Revolver and especially Sgt. Pepper, you couldn't do that live in the
Right,
60s, but
Yeah, I mean.
all of them you could do pretty much every song on here live,
A lot of stuff from the White Album and Let It Be also.
Yeah.
Well,
What are you gonna do?
Alrighty. Up next, we're keeping it with the O's, and it is the Ringo track. It is actually This is the last Ringo track on a Beatles album, a like official album.
So sad.
So savor it, take it in. It is Octopus's Garden. All right, Octopus's Garden.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I like that song.
What?
It's my favorite Ringo song.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's magical.
it is a fun little.
Yeah.
It's like a mystical. I feel like that would have fit in somewhere in Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, they wrote it too late.
Yep, they could have done a little. They could have hung out with
that
an
would have
octopus.
been great because there are octopi in that movie.
Yeah, there are some. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because why do they keep bringing up these nautical themes? I guess
don't know.
Ringo liked the ocean.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I know he wrote that because when he quit the Beatles during the White Album, he took a holiday to Sardinia.
Yeah, wherever that is.
Yeah,
It's off the coast of Italy, isn't
I don't know.
bunch of idiots then.
it?
But
I think it is.
he was on some sort of boat, and the guy on the boat told him like octopuses will look around for shiny stuff, and they'll put it out front of their caves because it looks nice.
They're so cute.
So, Octopus's Garden is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we learned quite a bit about Beatles in school. And this song helped me care when we talked about it in elementary school. So.
Yeah, it's a really good song. Again, sticking with the child-friendly theme,
Yeah.
which I like, obviously, I've said before. I think that's neat that they have these wonderful songs that are really well written, but children can like them.
Yeah.
My son really likes this song because, you know,
He loves octopus.
yeah, he's into anything, any sort of fish, anything from the water
Yeah.
he's into. Sing it.
I was not
fun
one of
song.
those kids, but I like this song anyway.
So, of the 3 Beatles songs where Ringo receives writing credit, What Goes On, Don't Pass Me By, Octopus's Garden.
Out of those 3?
Yeah.
Not What Goes On.
No, it's between Don't Pass Me By and...
I'd say it's Octopus's Garden.
Yeah.
It's a better one.
Yeah, this one is better.
It's got more of a Beatles feel. Don't Pass Me By is, I think Ringo's the only Beatle on that track.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, there's a piano who plays that.
I don't know. Could be someone else, but I
There's
mean,
a
it's,
fiddle on that one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like that song quite a bit, and I like this song quite a bit, but as far as, like, a good song, this one's better, so.
Yeah.
Love the guitar, too.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like, he wrote the song. Wasn't it George that really, was like, we're gonna make this a good song,
Yeah.
so no one can like it anymore.
Which you wonder what would have happened if George and Ringo had teamed up like, hey, John and Paul write songs. Let's write songs together, buddy.
Well, yeah, I don't know what that would have been.
Could they have been a force to be reckoned with?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll never
Ringo
know.
could have contributed much to George's songs.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Ringo's a strange guy. And he's not very, as far as I know, he's not very poetic, so
No.
I don't know.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving right along. Last song on side 1. And the last song that all 4 Beatles worked on together. This is it.
Oh, man.
And it is I Want You. She's So Heavy. Okay. That might be my favorite song on the album. I really enjoy that one.
I know you do. I know you do. I don't like this song.
What?
I'm not saying I've never enjoyed it, and I think it's terrible. I just
Not sure what it sounds like.
I have many reasons not to like this song.
Why? What?
Like such as what?
It is boring. 2, my mom plays this song so much, and it is her I'm feeling myself, I'm a bad bitch song.
More than
I have so many
Victor.
memories of her being like, yeah, to this song that I just
She
I
can ruin
can't
mostly
take it.
anything.
It gives me like I get a bad feeling when I listen to this song because I hope my mom never listens to this because of her.
I like. Did you ever hear that? Like when they were recording this song, and like someone comes and he's like, "The neighbor wanted to know if you could turn your amplifiers down."
No, I haven't heard this.
Yeah, like some dude comes in, he's like, "The neighbor wanted to ask if you could somehow lower the volume." And then Paul McCartney's just like, "Well, that's his fault for moving into a bad neighborhood, isn't it?" But it is. You moved in across the street from
A record.
a record studio where they record rock music.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care for rock music. I don't want them ruining my day or whatever.
Like, you know where you live.
Or it's like the Beatles.
I could understand if it was like midnight.
It
I'm
could
sure
have
it
been.
wasn't.
It could have been.
That's true.
They used to go deep into the night.
Yeah. Who knows? But
I'm surprised.
I
could hear
know
it.
you
So,
like this
you could
song.
hear the Beatles
I don't know,
before
everything
from
just-
outside?
I like the riff. The bass line is
great. It's a good song.
to die for. And Billy
like
Preston with the little, he's not as on this song as much as he is on like Let It Be. But when he makes his presence known, he announces himself with authority.
I don't remember there being. a
It's like.
keyboard part.
It's-
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know.
Well, to each their own. To each their own.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
once.
I'm not saying I've never enjoyed this song. I think it's bad. Like I said, I have enjoyed it before, but in general, if you're never gonna hear this song again, I'll be like,
I play it
Okay.
on Rock Band all the time.
yeah.
And she hates
Man, yeah, apparently, on Beatles Rock Band, this song is at the rooftop concert,
Yes.
which never made sense to me.
Yeah.
But apparently they did a jam on it while they were changing the film canisters.
Ah.
But man, if there's any footage of that in the new Peter Jackson one, I will fall to my knees and weep.
I
In
hope
the
there
theater?
is.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
will pay money to
Oh
go with
my
you just
god!
in case that.
Yes, it'll be.
It's probably not, though.
I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know what's gonna be in it. So.
Yeah.
But.
We have to wait for Peter Jackson. Get it done.
Yeah.
Wait. Where's he from?
New Zealand.
Yeah. He is.
He is a big fan of Crowded House, if you will,
Okay.
Yeah.
because he is from New Zealand. All right. Up next is another George song, and this might be the most famous Beatles song.
Probably.
Yeah.
It is Here Comes the Sun. So yeah, again, it's a shame that this is, it's not the last in release order, but this was the last time the Beatles worked together. And George George
He
pulled
was
out
there.
all the stops on this one.
Yeah.
He's at the top of his game
Yeah,
on
it's
this
a very
one.
good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to have this and something on the same album
That's true.
will be, what is it, Lousy Mama or whatever.
Who's the better?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really care for this song either. I mean, I like singing it to myself.
It's
Sometimes.
fine.
See, I think that
It's one of those you hear it so much. I don't need to hear it again.
I just think that I Want You, She's So Heavy with this like back to
Oh,
back.
Definitely.
They're like
I
perfect
love
in
that.
that way.
Mm.
Like you flip the album over and you're like, ooh.
That's why to me I feel like this almost works better on CD or just streaming or something, because like, you get to the end of side one, maybe you're doing whatever, you might not
still
flip the
feels
record over for a few minutes.
To me though, it still feels good when I do
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
that. When I flip
Oh,
it
I mean,
over and it's
yeah.
like immediately like
Yeah.
I like listening to the record as well. I just
yeah.
when it's just like one after the other like that,
I
I
get
feel
that.
like
Maybe
you sort
I
of
feel
get
like,
the full
I get
effect
a little
of it.
break.
You know?
I get like a breather between
Yeah.
the whiplash. Maybe that's why I like it better.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, and it sounds like I don't like these songs, but I do. But to me, it's like the last one and like this song. It's like, okay, hurry up, let's get to the good stuff on this album
That's
that I
true.
actually care about.
That is true.
Because it does get better.
I get what
as
you're
good as
saying.
These songs are. There are some really.
Well, I mean, and that includes Here Comes the Sun. It's on side 2, but I mean, side 2 of this album is
A lot.
legendary.
Yeah.
You know.
Like it's just. Okay, we'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, let's.
Yeah. So I guess real quick though, I should explain how we're gonna do side 2. So we will do like normal. We'll stop after Because and You Never Give Me Your Money. But then Sun King, Mean Mr. Mustard. Wait a minute. Okay. So we'll stop after Because, stop after You Never Give Me Your Money.
Why?
I think you should do Money and Sun King together.
Okay, yeah.
No, those three together. Let's just do those three
Because
together.
You Never Give Me Your Money and Sun King.
Yeah.
And then Me, Mr. Mustard, Polythene Pam, and She Came In Through the Bathroom Window. Then another stop.
Yeah.
And then Golden Slumbers Carry That Weight in the end.
Yeah.
And
But
Her
also,
Her Majesty.
it will probably still work if you just want to listen to the whole thing and then wait till the end. But that's how we're going to do it. If you're following along, feel free to do it that way as well. So let's get it started with Because. All right, so Because You Never Give Me Your Money, Sun King. I like You Never Give Me Your Money and Sun King.
I like all three of them. They're some of my favorite songs by them.
They're not.
They are.
They are.
Yeah, those three are some of my favorites.
Even
You
Okay.
like Because?
Yeah. Why? It's fun.
I just think it's funny that they're like, because the earth is round. They didn't know back then, you know. What, did they get vaccinated too, these idiots? No, I'm kidding. Again, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
This episode. I want to really show people what I can do.
It just really goes to show like how far we've come as people. Because back then, like, that wasn't even so long ago, but there was no flat Earth.
It was so long ago that they believed the world was round.
Yeah.
And these songs are still that good.
Okay.
Well,
Well.
these ancient times.
Yes.
We should end the bit though,
you don't know
because
where to go with it.
those flat Earth people are not very bright. They'll be like, "See, they's on my side."
Yeah.
No, we're not. You're
I think-
dumb.
is
There's
it
a
the-
reason your family won't talk to you
The
anymore.
flat Earth trend over, or
I don't
so it was
know.
totally a trend. But anyway,
They might be distracted, but let's keep going.
why don't you guys like this song?
Because
It's Moonlight Sonata backwards.
So what's wrong with Moonlight Sonata backwards?
It's just not very creative.
yeah, I don't. To me, it just sounds almost like
I do like some of the lyrics, I guess. I don't know. It's one of those like how you feel about I Want You is how
Sure.
I feel about Because. It's just like it's
Yeah.
too.
it's to me
Okay.
it's just there.
Okay.
If
that's
they
fair.
took it like if the whole thing kicked off with "You Never Give Me Your Money,"
That's fair.
it
I
wouldn't
mean,
I
feel
could do
any
without
different to me.
Because.
I'm not gonna argue for this song because I don't care about it that much, but because You Never Give Me Your Money is a whole lot better.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you never give me your money.
Best
Rules.
songs. It
Amazing.
rules. It rocks and it rules. Yeah, it's so
Rock and
good.
roll. We're talking about rock and roll.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It is
it's
so good. Just
weird
so,
because it's like
yeah.
it's such a short song. Obviously, it's the beginning of the medley.
Mhm.
I don't know what makes it so good. It's just the lyrics are just that
Yeah.
good, and it's just like this little story that doesn't go anywhere.
And the way it builds too.
Yes.
I really like the way they build it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that magic feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so good.
Like, yeah, there is one when everything's awful. Kind of, you know, like when you're like on your ass and like you don't know what you're gonna do tomorrow and you don't know how you're gonna make it, but there's this magical feeling.
Yeah.
It's
But nowhere to go.
yeah.
Nowhere to go.
Ah man,
My
yeah.
thing is, how did he know about that?
I
How
don't
did he
know.
know there's a magical feeling?
Everyone, I don't know.
Because Paul McCartney is in touch with the common man. even then.
How did he know?
I wish I knew more about him writing that song or like why he wrote it, but no one really asked.
The only thing I know is that it was like around the time John quit the band or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like
like, you never give me your money.
Yeah, it was sort of a dig at what's his name, Alan Klein. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what sparked the song, but I don't think that's what it's about. But
yeah, it seems like, I don't know, just like I'm sad, I'm diddling on my piano.
I guess
song.
he kind of is in that moment.
Yeah.
He's starting to get there, or he doesn't know where he's gonna go.
Yeah.
With his life, he can sense that it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
This is Paul McCartney's breakup album more so than McCartney 1, I think.
I can see that.
Because he's really hurting on this one.
Yeah.
He's mourning.
It's deep, yeah.
He wrote The End.
Right.
He was in deep mourning on this album. He was very depressed. I mean, this is when he started getting the beard and everything, and all that kind of stuff's going on.
I mean, his whole world was, as he had known it, was.
I mean, he basically.
He's in the middle of a divorce.
Yeah.
From John.
He'd been in the Beatles in some form or another since he was, 14, 15?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. That would be hard. I mean, I'm surprised he isn't more upset on this album, but he hides it pretty well.
Yeah. He definitely is someone who doesn't show their emotions very much. So when you read into some of these songs on here, it makes it really sad because that's what he's trying to say is that
what's crazy
he's processing loss.
Imagine this is true.
Again.
He's processing his loss on this album, and then it comes out, and people are like, "He's dead." See, you're like, "What?" I'm just gonna lose my mind right now. I'm out here,
I love how one of the clues is the car's license plate says LMW, Linda McCartney weeps. But he hadn't, when Paul, air quotes, died, he had not met Linda McCartney.
He didn't know her. So, yeah.
They're silly.
Oh, wait. Well, we could feel like we're conspiracy theorists for that as well.
That's true. No, we already mentioned this, though. If Paul McCartney did, in fact, die, Billy Shears is better than Paul McCartney was.
Definitely.
Paul McCartney had a few good songs, but all of Paul McCartney's really, really great stuff was Billy Shears. So he deserves all the praise he gets.
Right.
Like, I'll go pay to see Billy Shears live again if I got the chance. And I would pay the same amount that I paid the first time.
What if we became such contrarian hardcore Beatles fans that we did, instead of Paul, we just pretend that he is Billy or whoever they say he is.
Yeah, I'm a Billy Shears stan.
Right.
I stand for him. I don't even like Paul. Paul's
That's
all right.
true.
I like Billy Shears.
I write Billy Shears all these letters like, "Dear Mister, I'm too good to write or call my fan." Duct tape my girlfriend in the trunk.
Dude, that's what I say about Stan. You already met him.
Yeah.
You met him at that meet and greet.
But he
calm
wanted.
down.
Eminem said if he wrote, he would call, and he didn't.
Oh my God, he wanted to be Eminem's boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah, he loved
That's
him.
what he wanted.
Okay, that's fair.
Right, he didn't understand that
What a dumbass.
Eminem was just being nice. He was like, "Yeah, this guy gets me. We are
I
friends."
hope he treats women better than.
He's like the
Having had
Travis
that happen to
Bickle
him.
of Eminem.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, that's a completely different song. Okay.
And Sun King is
Very good.
It's a nice little light,
It's gibberish, but
It's a nice connector,
Yeah.
So a lot of these songs just sort of work to connect one song to the next,
Well, I
and
think that's John's main purpose in the melody is
Yeah.
to connect the songs together. He's not really bringing anything of value.
and I mean
Like
that's
Paul is.
that's really all Sun King does, but it does it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gibberish. I love that.
Yeah.
It's literally nothing.
That's a metaphor for where they were as a band at this point. John was just not really there,
Yeah.
just showing up.
Yeah. He's like, blah, blah, blah.
He had his attention somewhere else.
That's fair.
All right. So up next, the side B medley continues, and it starts off with "Mean Mr. Mustard." All right. So me and Mr. Mustard, Polythene Pam, and she came in through the bathroom window.
I like those songs. I wonder, though, what was, like, why would he write Me, Mr. Mustard, and Polythene Pam? Like, I like those songs.
I don't know.
Like,
I've always wished that they had been fleshed out into, like, full songs.
they feel like full songs to me.
I mean, they do just because of how they fit in,
right,
but...
the two sides of this story of this brother and sister.
Yeah.
But, like, why did he think of these people?
Well,
Who did that?
apparently
I
Polythene
know.
Pam was a girl who used to hang around the cavern,
Yeah.
and she would chew on, like, plastic, and that's
She
why
was
they
my
called
cat.
her that. Yeah.
She was me.
Maybe Polythene Pam was reincarnated in your kitty cat.
They're just interesting characters.
I think so.
I like hearing about them whenever it comes up or whatever.
Yeah.
in the
They're
album.
never boring, are they?
No.
No, it would be strange, you know. Imagine if you knew just a grouchy old man who slept in a hole in the road and kept a $10 bill shoved up one of his nostrils. And just like, they take him to see Queen Elizabeth, and he's just like, bitch!
Right. I love that.
Like, why did she take him? She
Right.
knows he's not going to be able to handle it.
Like, the first time, it's like, okay, you weren't sure he would do that. But if he does it every time, you gotta stop.
Like, quit taking it.
He's like, no, I promise, it won't be funny. I'm not gonna do it this time, I promise. Then he gets there, bitch! Mustard!
Right.
Take him to like a ball game or something
Right.
where that's
Like,
encouraged.
you can watch cricket or
Yeah.
rugby or whatever.
Just have him
Do
shout
better.
obscenities at the opposing cricket
To
team.
be fair, it costs money to go to a sports game. It's
Well,
free to
Pam
stand
might not
outside
have
the
that
castle.
money. Right. Maybe that's all she can really afford to do.
Yeah.
Is it free to go
Poor
look at the
brother.
queen?
Yeah, you just stand on the street.
Oh.
And she just comes outside.
Does she?
Sometimes.
So lame.
Yeah.
Still have royalty. So stupid.
Yeah.
We're not royalists over here, no.
That's my thing. I
Technically.
talk about this quite a bit. Like, every person in at least this country lives like a king or royal used to live or whatever. Down to like our bodily functions, okay? Like, we
got
don't need
plumbing.
them anymore. They're gonna surpass
Right.
human ability on like being better to other people to the point where they're normal now, you know?
Yeah, it's like literally these people, and I mean, we have that in America with the ultra wealthy, but you just get to just sort of live and,
Which makes you
do whatever you want,
That's
be a
why they're
pedophile.
trying to go to Mars. They're like, oh, they're going to catch up with us
Yeah.
here on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
but they can't go live in outer space.
Go ahead.
They can't afford
They
to
all
do
can
it.
go.
And it's
I
like,
think
no,
I already
go
mentioned
on.
this to
We
y'all,
don't
but
need you.
I wish really rich people all would go.
I already mentioned this to y'all, but the wealthiest man in the world at the time perished on the Titanic.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm in no way wishing that Elon Musk would die on a rocket ship to Mars.
But
I'm
this
just
is
saying that would be a pretty crazy coincidence.
I mean, it kind of would. It's like, these people aren't going to live.
Let's not.
When
Let's
they-
talk about how much they will live, so they will go, and how better
Regardless
it's
if
going to
they
be
live
there.
or not, we're never going to hear from them ever again.
That
Right.
is true. I wish all the rich people were gone.
So go. Go. Go on.
You don't thank God for rich people?
No, I don't.
Oh,
In fact, I'm pretty sure that if Jesus heard me say that, he'd be like, that's, what are you doing? I told you not to do that. I left the book. It said, don't do that. What's the matter with you? I'm asking you, what's wrong with your head?
Now he's in Sopranos.
Hey, Jesus, take it easy, huh? Tony, did you read the book? Yeah, I read the book. So what? I thank God for rich people. Tony, Get it through your head.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this devolved.
So what was after me, Mr. Mustard and Polythene Fan?
She came in through the bathroom window.
That's also a good one.
It's a highlight of the album
That's
to
a
me.
good Paul character.
Yes.
Her.
Well, that was apparently the
She's a
Birds
good person.
back in the day, the girls.
Yeah,
they
they were-
used to try and do that.
One
Yeah.
girl came in through his window and he wrote the song. But she's got a life. She's
Yeah.
a character. She's on the phone to Monday. Or whatever she does.
Yeah, I don't.
She,
I love that line, but I don't quite understand it. Like, is that talking about like booty holes? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I mean,
Sunday's
she
on the
did.
phone to Monday,
She used to
Tuesday's
be a
on the phone to-
dancer.
Yeah.
She worked at 15 clubs a day.
I mean, that could be what he's referring to, stuff like that. But I just
Nowadays,
never really thought about it.
nowadays she'd just have an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she'd hustle. She'd make it into a big one.
Yeah.
She'd make a lot.
She'd make the money.
Yeah.
She is definitely a hustler.
Yeah.
She probably, would like that movie, Hustlers.
No, I haven't seen it. But
Well, that's who she's talking about. And she just happened to come in through the
His bathroom window.
yeah.
And I
She
think
made
probably,
him quit being a cop.
yeah,
She's crazy.
he had to get a steady job.
Not copying.
Yeah.
Quit the police department. It's like, you know what? I need something with a bit more stability.
That's true. They do have like crazy schedules
And it's
with their
true.
cops or whatever, and they work long hours.
And they are all bastards.
So she, yeah, and she's like, no, you go work in an office. So that's what he did.
I don't. Okay. Yeah.
It's a strange character. There's lots of weird people on this album.
There is. And that's why, me and Mr. Metropolitan Pam, she came in through it's just three little, it's like, look at these crazy characters.
Yeah.
That's what
What
makes
I
the
hate
album
is
good.
you haven't seen Across the Universe, but
No.
there's a character named Prudence Shock, and she shows up because she came in through the bathroom window or whatever, and it's so
We
bad.
should also hate watch that one.
Yeah, we need to hate watch.
But we have
Across.
to have Rachel with us. 'Cause
No.
She loves it.
I can't say it to her face.
Oh, that's
but I
true.
hate that movie.
I know, because we watched it with her and she.
What
fell
if she
in love with
listens
it.
to this?
She's not gonna listen to this.
She probably won't.
No
She's
one
not
listens.
Jeremy.
Yeah. Anyway, so we watched it with her the first time, or she watched it. She fell in love with it. We gave it to her.
Yeah, I don't like Beatles covers.
Me neither.
Like, to me, every
Unless I
time I hear like a Beatles cover song, I'm like, I'm sure no one asked you to do this.
Right.
Unless
know.
it was like I Am Sam, where they couldn't afford the real Beatles songs.
Well, then use something else.
And then, but
Yeah.
that was the character.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
I
I've
Am
seen
Sam?
it.
Yes, I've
The
seen
movie's
it.
terrible.
I haven't
I
seen
have-
it since I was a kid.
I haven't seen it in about
And
20
then
years.
that one scene where Michelle Pfeiffer just starts making out with him.
Uh,
It's like,
I
ugh.
don't remember
it
that.
feels like it's
Pretty
not
sure that's
considered-
illegal.
I don't
It's
think
not
it's illegal.
But like
You can do that.
It's questionable.
It is. She's
But-
definitely taking advantage of a situation.
I just don't. Whatever.
I need to rewatch it.
We're not.
He's a father, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole
He
point.
has a baby with a homeless woman.
Yeah. And then
It's
he
unpleasant
raises her
to
in a
think about.
hammock in his living room.
Oh, that's bad.
But so,
I don't know. It's just no. If you've ever seen like interviews or anything with Sean Penn, you know that he just sat there and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna win an Oscar for this. What a brave choice on my part. I'm so great."
Has he won an Oscar? He has won an Oscar, right?
I'm not sure. He's not that good of an actor.
I feel like he has won one.
I don't
Did he not
know.
win for Milk?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll look that up.
Okay, let's keep
When we start the final stretch of the album, it is Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, and the aptly titled The End. Let's begin. All right. And so we listened through to the end, and then, of course, waited 17 seconds for Her Majesty.
Yeah.
So let's start it off talking about Golden Slumbers.
Great song.
Definitely one of their best songs, in my opinion.
Very, just pretty. Very
Yeah.
pretty song.
Yeah.
It's very, I don't know what to say. It just touches my soul. That
When he
song.
busted that shit out at the concert,
Ah.
I gasped. I didn't know. I've never seen a set list. I never, I don't pay attention. I didn't know he does it a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my
Nobody does,
god.
Yeah.
And he went, all the way through to the end or whatever. I didn't see that coming. I was ready to cry.
Yeah, that's a great song.
That's like, I mean, you have to listen to Golden, like, Carry That Weight almost feels like it's not even its own song. Like, it's just the chorus to Golden Slumbers.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
Yeah, it is, and I love, Carry That Weight.
Yeah.
Like, when have you heard an album, like, in the middle of another song, go back to
I love that.
one of the other songs to, like, as, like, a...
Dark Side of the Moon.
That's fair.
Oh,
But
dude,
before this,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right, like,
they invented it.
Pink Floyd can pull that off, because Pink Floyd is Pink Floyd, but, like, them and the Beatles, and it's just, like, they can do stuff like that, because, I don't know.
Right. I
But
mean,
then again, how many
people? I mean, not that they couldn't pull
Of
it
course,
off,
Tommy
but
did it, but like,
that's an opera. That's
Right.
the thing. It makes it very theatrical.
Mhm.
A very
Yeah.
theatrical album that started off really normal. So it's like fun to go into this crazy theatrical craziness.
yeah, it's like, I don't know.
It just works really well.
It's crazy that this is one of their. I mean, crazy is not the right word. It's one of their most well-regarded albums. Everybody loves it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of it are just like fragments of songs.
I know. But that's what.
But
makes
the
it
way
fun.
they fit them together so well makes them greater than the sum
It
of its parts.
Right, I think they're so fragmented that they kind of feel like your own ideas, like incomplete. Like it's like an extremely personal album. I think to most people who love it, it feels like it came from your own mind a little bit, because your mind goes through this journey of the album or whatever. Because like I'm like, Golden Slumbers, it's not that deep of a song, but it feels that deep,
Right.
and the other ones do
Well,
as
the way
well.
the way that it's done, they push it, they add, the brass and the strings or whatever, it could have been really simple,
It's almost
but
like
they make it
like-
so grandeur that you're like, wow, this is a big moment.
It's almost as if, like, okay, those silly songs, quote unquote, like Polythene Pam and Me, Mr. Mustard, they're so like they like pull out the symbolic part of your brain, the more primitive part of your brain, go deeper into your subconscious.
You're right.
I'm getting a little head ass into this. But,
You love this album though.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just good. I don't know. So it kind of like breaks through, and that's why it feels so. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. That's why it feels so deep or whatever. Because it kind of breaks through.
Yeah. No, this is my second favorite album.
Same. Whatever my first is, this is.
Yeah.
It might be my first. It's probably my favorite album.
It does kind of depend also on the day. Sometimes when I listen to it, I'm like, this is the best work.
Yeah.
This is the best work anybody's ever done.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like no one's ever done anything better than this. And I find it really funny that they're like, but it's just stuff mushed together. But that's what makes it special.
See, that's why it drives me crazy when people say like, "Ooh, the Beatles were just a boy band before boy bands." It's like, okay, when the Backstreet Boys come out with something on par with Abbey Road, then we'll talk.
Right.
When One Direction releases like a Revolver type album,
Yep.
we'll
Right.
have this conversation.
Right.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like some people might think that though,
That's true.
especially One Direction, which is
To
pathetic.
be fair,
But-
One Direction tried.
Well, the thing is, like, people are like, because they were, I can see it more in the early era, She
Yeah.
Loves You and stuff, because they were young and they were cute and girls really liked them,
Yeah.
But it's like if young, cute guys who girls find attractive, that's most band, you know.
The Beatles
Led Zeppelin fits
yeah.
that, you know.
The Beatles were lucky
Well, some people
they
think of
wrote
Led
their
Zeppelin
own
as a boy
music
band.
before they got famous.
Do what?
The Beatles were lucky because they wrote their own music. They didn't have to go in singing anyone else's music. That's the difference between them and other pop acts, is because when you write the songs and they're that big, you have so much power.
That's kind of what Lady Gaga did.
Exactly.
She's more than a Katy Perry.
Right, exactly. It's like, you know,
Not as
when
great
you
as the
write the
Beatles,
songs,
but-
you have a lot of power, and you can do whatever you want. That's why stuff like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and stuff don't work, because they didn't come out the gate writing their own songs, and they have to work and strain and push really hard to get any kind of...
To get to the Beatles, like, first baby step.
Exactly. Like, they
While
have to
being
fight
famous.
really hard to make any kind of creative leeway. You
Right.
know, so they don't make it and they break up. And the Beatles, they never even had like that, like, okay, we'll sing this person's song that you hate on TV a million times. They never had that.
Right.
That's why.
Right, so the Beatles were already started out the gate, like, above everyone else by doing it themselves. And
Right.
so by 8 years later, however long it's been,
Right.
And they also had people surrounding them that let them do whatever they wanted to do. You know, if the Beatles, they were like, no, we're not releasing it unless it's another I Want to Hold Your Hand. If it's not another I Want to Hold Your Hand, we don't want to hear it and we're going to drop you.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have that.
right,
Because they were on a little label.
yeah. That's
So-
true. Yeah, so I agree. Like, they're not a boy band. Obviously, they started out the same way as a boy band did, but they had an upper hand with their own writing and creativity. And and they definitely transcended where they began, you know, by miles. So
Right.
they aren't quite a boy band. They're just a band, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this album, though, is a little bittersweet
Yes.
because, as we said, it's not their last album chronologically, but this is the last album they recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I Want You, She's So Heavy is the last time all four of them worked together on a song.
Yeah. Right.
So, and they
feels like
end
that.
it with a song called The End.
Yeah.
And they each take a solo, you know.
Yeah.
And Ringo hated drum solos. They had to be like, come on, bro, we're all doing it. Everybody's doing it. Don't you want to be cool?
It's so funny.
But I love that about the end, like 3-way guitar solo.
Yeah.
You know, which what a great idea.
Yeah.
You know,
It's fun. I'm sure they had fun recording it.
I believe I read an interview where George said that was his favorite work he did while in the Beatles was his guitar work on the end.
It is good. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds really nice, and I don't know. I like that you get to like pinpoint how different they are, like their guitar voices are or whatever. But not to mention the lyrics
Yeah.
are just
Which I'm sure you've seen that episode of Saturday Night Live where Chris Farley was interviewing Paul McCartney.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He's like, you know that song, the love you make is equal to the love you take. Paul's like, yeah. It's like, is that true? It's really funny. You can find it
Yeah.
on YouTube. It's really very
Yeah,
funny.
I've seen it before. It's just been like a couple years, and I have bad memory. So
yeah.
if I didn't watch it,
That's exactly what I would ask Paul McCartney.
That's a good question. Is that true?
He'd be like, I don't know. I hope so.
Yes.
I think so.
You know, Paul, we know that he listens to the show. What I always wanted to know, he did a Reddit AMA.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
And I tried to ask him a question, but I was too late.
Yeah.
But what I've always wanted to know about the Beatles is back when they were doing mostly covers, you know, like Germany, early, starting out, when they're mostly doing covers. How did they decide who would sing what?
Yeah.
You know?
That is
And
good.
where did the decision come from that, like, yeah, let's let George sing too, you know?
Yeah. I
Because
don't
really
know.
it was like John
They
and
don't
Paul.
ever talk about that. They don't
Yeah.
ever say like, When was the first time George sang?
Right. I want to know that.
Right.
I really want to know that. So if someone could somehow get that question to Paul McCartney,
That'd be great.
I'd love to know. I'd love an answer on it. I'll take my answer off here. Thank you. But
If he can remember, I mean,
that's true. He
might
is
just
old.
make something up.
that was so long ago. I couldn't remember.
He'd be like, "Well, the idea to have us all sing came to me in a dream." He probably would be like, "Oh yeah, that was my idea."
Yeah, maybe he's not the right person to ask that question, but everyone else is.
Probably the perfect one to ask would be George. Like, hey, when did they be like, you sing? You know?
Mom should have asked him that.
She should. The next time his spirit visits her on Christmas Eve, she should ask him.
We gotta get her to ask though.
Yeah, we have to tell her. But yeah, so that's Abbey Road.
It's a magnificent album. So
More than
definitely-
we can ever express.
There's
Yeah.
if you told me that was your very favorite Beatles album, I wouldn't fight you on it.
If you told me it's my favorite album.
I think you're wearing
ever,
a T-shirt of it right now.
I'm wearing a shirt of it.
Oh my goodness.
I love this.
That is so crazy that we did that and you have that
You know
on.
I'm crazy about lists, so I do periodically make like my top 100 or 50 albums,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I do it, it's different. But that one's always ends up through my numbering system at number 1
Wow.
every time.
It's a darn good album.
It's always that, and then Ray of Light.
So what's your favorite song on Abbey Road?
My favorite song on Abbey Road. It's gotta be "You Never Give Me Your Money."
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
What's yours, Ryan?
I
I think I know. I Want You?
Maybe.
You just said it was.
Yeah.
I said that might be my favorite on the
okay.
album. Probably Something.
Something is really good.
I mean, something that's...
Sometimes I forget the first half of the album exists, though.
That is true.
Because once you get
Like,
to the
you really
second,
get lost in the
it's
second
just
half.
like
I'm
so
telling
good.
you, it just chips away at your consciousness and like gets
I
deep
mean,
in
what
and
is
you go
it?
into like a
Rolling Stone.
dream.
They have the ranking of Beatles songs.
Yeah.
Number 1 is A Day in the Life. Number 2 is the medley.
Yeah. I'm telling
It's
you,
that good.
it's good.
That is true. That's why there was a lot of debate before we did this album as to how we were going to do it.
Right.
If we were going to do like each song in the medley individually, if we were just going to do the whole medley and then talk. But we split up, 3 and 3 and 3. It works
It's kind
pretty
of
well.
compromised, yeah.
Yeah. But I think it'll still work. If you want to just listen to the whole thing and then listen to us for whatever reason, I think it'll still work. Yeah.
Do what you want.
Again, if you're only listening to this one, go back and check out the Yellow Submarine one. I think you might find something you like in there. Wink.
Oh my god.
There's an Easter egg.
Yeah.
But so I guess that about wraps it up. And thank you for listening if you listened, and enjoy the rest of your life.
Bye.
Goodbye.